Hey friends! In today's video, we're drawing something super sweet and cozy, a cute little bakery storefront filled with yummy pastries and warm vibes. We'll be using different tools like the symmetry tool for perfect symmetrical lines and the bloom tool for stunning ambiance lighting to make the scene come to life. And if you enjoy our videos and want to support what we do, you can grab one of our t-shirts featuring our own art. They're cute, cozy, and help us keep creating more tutorials like this. You'll find a link to shop for them in the description below. So, grab your pencil, open up the Procreate app, and let's dive in. The first thing we're going to do is making sure our iPad is in the landscape position, and we're going to go to this plus right here and say screen size. So now, since our iPad is in the landscape position, our canvas is automatically in the landscape position. So I have the color palette right here that you can find in the link below, in the description below. So we're going to start with on layer 1, just like always, and we're going to start with this first color in the first row, and we're going to drag it into our canvas. So this is going to be like our wall, which our bakery storefront window is going to be on. So we have this on our layer 1, so now we're going to make a new layer. And we're going to grab the second color in the second row. And for the brush, I'm using the round brush under painting. And the size is at 4%. So we're going to come over here on this left corner. And we're going to draw a line and then use quick shape. Make it a bit small. And then we're going to draw another longer line. So basically what we're doing is drawing a rectangle because we're going to be adding some bricks to make it look more natural. And it looks like a real wall. And then we can just fill that in. Perfect. So now we can just duplicate this. And then we can go to the freeform tool to make it a bit thinner. Like that. Make this one a bit longer. Like that. We can add one over here. And maybe one right here. Perfect, and we can merge all of that together. Perfect, so now we got our wall and our bricks, and we can actually go ahead and merge this with the wall. So now we can make a new layer, and then we're gonna go to this little wrench right here. We're gonna go to canvas, we're gonna turn on drawing guide, say edit drawing guide, and then turn on symmetry. So now we're gonna start with our bakery window, and then for the color of our symmetry line, let's go for black, like that, and then say done. And then now I want to choose this third color in the first row. So let's make our size, let's make it about maybe 5%. And then we're going to come right here and make a line coming down like this. Perfect. We can make it a bit longer like this. And let's connect this with a line. Just like that. And I actually want to make this part a bit higher. And then we can connect this with a line. So now we have this square right here. And then I want to add another line right here, actually a bit lower, right there. And we're going to add another line to make this very thick. So about right there, we can color drop that in. And let's add another line like this to make the sides thick. So it looks like it has some volume. Just like that. Perfect. Now on a new layer, we're going to make a new layer. We're going to turn on drawing assist. And then we're going to grab this fifth color in the first row. So it's kind of this like yellow color. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a line right here. We're going to make a brush a bit smaller right here. Just like that. And then a line coming out like this. So it's coming out on both sides on this side because we're using the symmetry tool. And then we're going to make a straight line that connects it. Like this. And then we can drop that in. Perfect. And we can clean some of these edges a bit. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to make a clipping mask layer. So we're going to make another layer above this layer. We're going to say clipping mask, and then we're going to grab this color that is right before this yellow color, so fourth color in the first row. And we're going to turn on drawing assist on this clipping mask layer. And then we're going to draw a line like this, because what we're drawing right now is like this overhead that comes on most of these like cute little like storefront shops. It's like to block the shade. So we're gonna do it red and white. So we're gonna go like this, and then one right here, just like that. And then we can color each one. So let's actually turn off drawing assist, because we're gonna just color this one by one. So we can go red right here, white right here, and then red right here. Just like that. And then now we can merge that together, and then let's go back to our bakery layer, like the actual window, and then tap a layer so it's above our bakery window, but then below this shade right here. So then now we're gonna keep the same red color. And we're just gonna draw this half circle like this and color it in, just like that. And then we're gonna duplicate this and then move it over here and use the freeform tool to stretch it so it's the same width as each line right here. And we can just color that in. So let's keep duplicating this and then changing it for each color. So we can go ahead and just move it to this white layer, making sure it fits. Like that. And then one more. And we can kind of do it on our own, like this, if they're too big or too small. Then we can merge those together. Now let's work on the red. So we can move this one over, make it aligned, stretch it, and then push it in. And then right here too, the last one. Just like that, perfect. And then we can merge all of these together, but let's not do it with this one yet, because what we're gonna do is we're going to add a shadow so it looks really 3D. So we're gonna stay on this layer, like this half circle layers, and then we're gonna tap the plus, go on this little N, and then say multiply, and then say clipping mask. And then we're gonna grab this white color, or this yellow color, and we're just gonna go just like this, color everything over. So now it looks like the shadow is coming on here, and then the light is off this top part. So we can merge that together, all of this, oops, just the shade, like that. Perfect. Now, let's see. Perfect, okay, now we're gonna go back to our wall. We're gonna tap the plus, and then now we're gonna start over here for our counter. So we're gonna grab this color right here, the 6th color in the first row. And we are going to turn on the drawing assist tool, and we're gonna draw just a line, just like that. Just push it a bit down, like right here, and then we can color it in ourselves. Okay, now we're going to go back to our wall layer and make a layer underneath this brown counter layer but above our wall, and then we're going to grab this color right here, which is our 8th color in the first row, and we're going to make a smaller line above this one, We don't need drawing assist for this one because we can just put it all the way across like that. So this is like the top of our counter. So now let's go back to this, our counter layer, like the actual counter right here. And then we're going to do clipping mask and then grab this darker color. So 7th color from the first row. And we're going to turn on drawing assist and just make these lines. So it's kind of a wood texture. Just like that. Perfect. Now let's start with our lanterns, which are going to be hanging off of our window, but you can't see where it's hanging from. But first I want to move our window down so we can see this middle line right here. So we're going to just move this down just a bit and then push this shade just a bit higher, right about there. And then let's move this down, our counter, so right there. Perfect. So now we're going to make our lantern. So let's put that underneath our window. And we're going to be using this color right here. So 2nd to last color in the first row. And we're going to just draw a line like this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. So actually, if you can't see, what you can do actually is go to our window layer. We're going to turn on reference. And then we can still use the same layer. We're going to grab a peach color. Let's actually go ahead and grab this 3rd color in the 2nd row. We're going to drag that in like this. We're going to say continue filling, put it in right there, and then we're going to lower the opacity. Just like that. And then let's go ahead and put this countertop above this layer so we can see it. So now, let's actually go ahead and change the color. Make it a bit lighter, like this. Even lighter. I think this looks good. Maybe like this. Just a nice soft yellow color. And then now let's do our lamp. So we're going to grab this 2nd to last color in the first row. We're just going to draw a line like this. And then a longer line down here. Actually, let's make this one shorter. And then let's put a layer underneath this one, these 2 lines. And then grab this last color in the first row. So we're going to draw, actually let's put this above these lines. We're going to draw these little circles like this. And then we're going to draw, let's make our brush a bit smaller, 2%. This kind of bell shape. Just like that. Oops. And then we can actually just color it in ourselves, since it's such a small shape. And then we can do the same thing on this side. Just like this. Perfect. And then we can merge that together and just make another layer underneath that and grab this first color in the 2nd row. And then we're going to draw this little half circle shape that is coming from this lamp, and make sure it doesn't go completely at the sides, because we want to make sure this looks like a light. So like this. And then we can go to the magic wand right here, and we're going to go to bloom, and we're going to slide to the right just like this, so we can get a very nice glow, so it looks like it's light. Let's go for 30%, I think is good. And then we can merge all that together, and we can just move that around, move it a bit more to the left, and this looks really good right here. Perfect. And now we can just leave it like that. Now let's start with our pastries. So we're gonna make a new layer above our countertop. And then I want to grab this color right here, 2nd color in the 2nd row. And then I want to grab, let's go for 3%. And we're going to make a line like this and then use quick shape. We can push it down a bit. And then let's make a straight line going up in the middle. And then another longer line above this. Like that. Perfect. And then now we're going to draw the glass case for a pastry we're going to hold. So now let's go back to our countertop layer and make a layer above that so it's below this holding platform. And then let's grab this third color in the second row. We're going to make an oval shape like this, so it's going to be a glass case, just like that. And let's color that in. Just like that. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to leave that like this because later we're going to turn down the opacity of this layer. So let's now work on our pastry inside. So now we can, actually I'm going to turn these two layers off just so it can be more helpful. And then, so I don't have to see it. So let's go to this countertop and make a new layer above that. And then grab this fourth color in the second row. And then we're going to go for 2%. Actually, let's go ahead and turn on this holding layer so we can just see where our cake will go. And then let's make a layer below that. So we're gonna make these two slanted lines like this. And then this little wavy line right here above it. And we can go ahead and color this in. So this is our base layer for our cake or a pastry. Or pie, I think. And now let's make a layer underneath that and then grab this fifth color. Or now let's grab this, yes, this fifth color right here in the second row. Yes, it's lighter, perfect. And then this is like the swirl of our pie. So we're just going to go along and make this brush a bit smaller, 1%. And then just follow this wavy line and then round it at the ends. Just like that, perfect. And let's grab this base color, this first color we used for our pie, this darker color right here, make a layer underneath that swirl. And then we're going to make the top of our pie cake. Just like that. Perfect, just like that. And now we can merge all of these together and we have our pie. But I want to add a little cherry. So we can grab this red right here. That is our sixth color in the second row. And then just add this little circle on the top. And then grab this green right next to it. And just add this little V shape for a very simple kind of leaf shape. And then we can merge that together. And then now I want to turn on our glass case. And then I want to make our cake smaller now. Now that we know the size of our glass case, let's go for like this. And then let's put our glass case above our cake layer. And then let's go to this little N right here. And then go to this opacity bar. And we're going to lower the opacity to... You want to be able to still see it, but it's also clear. So let's go for 37% and make sure it's on normal. And then we can merge that with this holding platform right here, but not with our pie. Because now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this right here, this case, and we're going to move it right here, make it a bit smaller because we're going to add another pastry right there. So now we can merge that with the cake. So now let's make our another pastry. We can make it underneath that glass case. And then let's grab this color, fourth color in the second row, the same one we used for the pie. And now instead, let's just make just like maybe a cupcake. I think a cupcake will be good. So we can round it right here, color this in. just like that. Make a layer underneath that, and then let's grab this 5th color, the 2nd row, and make this rounded base for the actual cupcake part, because this can be like the wrapper, this darker color. And then let's grab a cherry on top. The same thing we did for the pie. And then let's merge that with the glass case. So now we have our 2 glass cases holding some yummy treats, and we can merge both of those together. Now I want to go back to our countertop layer, and we're going to make another one that's slightly raised. So we're going to grab this brown right here, and then we can stay on this layer, and then I'm going to make a line going up like this, and then a straight line coming over here to the edge of our window. And then now I can just color all of this in. Just like this. Make the brush a bit smaller. And just fill all these gaps. Perfect. So now what we can do is we can make a layer underneath this, and then grab this lighter brown color right there, this one, the top of the counter. And we can do the same thing with this at the top, just like that. And then we can merge it together, or let's actually not merge it yet, because we're going to do a clipping mask layer like this. Grab this darker brown color, and then just add some of those lines. Just like that, perfect. Perfect, just like that. And then we can merge all of that together. Now let's move on to our different pastries. So I'm going to use this color right here, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th color in the 2nd row. And then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna start on a cupcake. Another one. So slanted at the 2 sides. And then these little half circles, which is our wrapper right here. This traditional wrapper with these little bumps on the top. Oops. If we want to fill in with the color drop, but if it doesn't fill in, it means that because this reference is turned on this window layer. So what we can do is tap on this layer, turn off reference, go back to our cupcake wrapper layer. If we fill it in, it'll fill in now. Because when reference is turned on, everything we try to fill in will always go and fill in these 2 shapes right here of our window. So we can just turn that off while we are drawing here. And then let's make a clipping mask layer. And then grab this color, 2nd to last color of the 2nd row. And then draw these lines coming from the points of our wrapper, just like that. Merge that together. And then let's make a layer underneath that one. Grab this last color of the 2nd row. And then we're going to draw a cupcake that has a lot of swirls and bumps. So we're going to start at the edge of the right side. We're going to make a bump like this. Another bump. And then a little swirl. So a point and then it comes down. Just like this. Erase some of that. Now it's a very tall cupcake. This is your personal bakery, so you can make it however you want. Just going to shorten it just a bit, just like that. And then we are going to go to clipping mask and make a clipping mask layer, and then grab this first color in the 3rd row. And we're just going to add some shadows. So it's this darker yellow. So it shows that we have layers of our cupcake. Just like that, perfect. And then we can merge everything together. Let's make this a bit smaller. So go to uniform. Just make that smaller. Perfect. So to make it even a bit smaller. like that. Perfect. Okay, now let's make another layer that's above our cupcake layer but below our countertop. And then let's grab this color right here. So, second color in the third row. And then we are going to draw. Actually, let's go ahead and grab this third color in the third row. We're going to draw a little sign right here. So we're going to make a little slanted line right here. And another slanted line. We're going to use quick shape. And then draw it like that. And then let's connect it like this. Like that. And then let's make another layer beneath that layer and grab the second color in the third row. And let's make it a bit shorter than this one and smaller. So like that. We can grab another one right here. And let's make sure it doesn't go exactly at the edge, so it looks like there's another sign stacked up on top of this one. Perfect. And then we can merge that together and make a layer again underneath that one, and then grab this darker brown right here, fourth color in the third row, and we're gonna add a little stand like this. You can just color that in. And now let's go ahead and merge that together, and then we're gonna grab this dark brown layer and we're gonna write just some nice little words on it. So for example, on this one we could write pastries. Like this. And then on this color right here, we can grab this light brown. You can draw cakes. Or let's actually go ahead and draw pies, since we have a pie right over here in this glass case. Let's draw pies. Just like that. Perfect. And then we can, actually let me make the pies more in the center, so I'll write it out here. Just like that. Perfect. So now we can just keep that like that. We can move it a bit. Like that, make it a bit bigger. It's a pretty big sign. And then I think we're done with our bakery now. So now what we can go ahead and start doing is drawing our person inside of the bakery. So we can go to this inside, this yellow right here, and make a plus. So our human is behind everything. And then let's go ahead and grab this color right here, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th color in the third row. So this is going to be the face. So you can just draw a circle like that. Actually, let's go ahead and turn on Drawing Assist. And our line is already where I want it to be, which is perfect. So let's make it a slightly oval shape for the head, like that. You can go to freeform and make it a bit more round, like that. And then now let's make a new layer above that, and then let's grab this 8th color right here in the third row for our human's hair. And then let's grab Drawing Assist. And then we're gonna make a point right here, not at the exact top of the head, but right around here. We're gonna make a line up here. And then we're gonna leave the hair there for now. Let's go ahead and drop that color in. This is the top of the head. I'm gonna add some curtain bangs for her, right here. Perfect. So now let's leave off the hair right now while we go onto the body. So let's go and make a layer underneath our head. Turn on Drawing Assist. And we're gonna make her neck, and then a circle or a half circle that connects it. So let's color that in. Just like that. Make a layer underneath that. Oops. See, let's erase that. And then let's make a layer underneath that. And let's grab this color right here. And then turn on Drawing Assist. So this is going to be her overalls. So align here and then connect it. Like that. Actually, let's actually make a little lighter color like that. First, do her shirt. And then we can draw her overalls. To make a layer underneath that, grab this color right here. Turn on Drawing Assist. And then let's just color all of that in. Perfect. And then now let's make a layer underneath that. Turn on Drawing Assist, grab this color right here. And then draw her arms. Like that. Perfect. Okay, so then we can merge all of that together with the neck. Actually, let's just do the clothes. And let's go back to our hair layer. And then I actually want now, for this part of the hair, I'm going to do it behind her head. So we can make a layer underneath her head. And grab this same color. Let's also make it behind the neck. And the clothes. Forgot right here behind everything. And just draw this really simple, pretty hair. Just like that. And it's totally okay if some of her hair goes behind this glass case. Perfect, and now we can just merge all of that together. And then let's add some eyes to her. So we can grab this second to last color for her eyes in the third row. And then I just want to draw these little oval shapes like this. And then this nose, we can go like this, a point, and then a big smile, just like this. So a very simple face. We can turn off that line right there, our symmetry line. And then now I want to make her a bit taller. So right here. And then we might have some white space here, so we can just grab each color and then just fix it. Just like that. Perfect. So now we have our human, or our woman right here beside our inside of our bakery. So now we just have to add just a few more things, like some bushes right here, and then we'll be done. Okay, so I am going to merge all of this. Yes, I think we can merge it all. So let's just swipe like that and pinch together. And then I want to go to the uniform tool and make our bakery a bit smaller. Oops, let's also merge it with this inside. Before we do that, let's that, and then we can merge it. I want to make our bakery a bit smaller. So let's make it actually a bit bigger. Like that. Perfect. So it takes up a lot of space, our whole painting. Okay, perfect. Now let's make a new layer above all of this. And then I am going to start with our potted plants. So let's grab this red color, which is the 5th color in the 3rd row. And then we're gonna draw, just because you start maybe over here, we're gonna draw these slanted angles for our pot. We're gonna draw a line to connect them. Like this, we can fill it in. And then I also want to add a rounded edge to this. Like that. Another one. Just like that. Perfect. And then now let's grab this little N right here. We're going to say multiply. We're going to make a new layer and then say clipping mask. Grab that color. And then we're just gonna shade this top half of our pot. So this is going to be this top part right here, perfect. And then now we can merge that together and make a layer underneath that potted plant and grab this green, which is our 6th color in the 3rd row. And then just make these bump shapes like that. A very simple grassy or bush shape, just like that. And let's grab this a dark green, just add some leaves like this. And then let's grab white. And then make our brush a bit smaller and draw these cute little heart flowers, just like that. Perfect, just like this. We can merge that together and let's make a few more, but instead we can just draw the actual bush and not in a potted plant. So like one over here, let's color that in, and then one over here. And then let's grab a darker color. And some of these bushes you don't need to have the white flowers. So let's, for example, only put it on this one. Just like that. And I think we can actually add one right here. Just like that. Very cute flowers. And then now we can merge those together, and then let's actually go ahead and merge everything together. And that's it! Our cozy little bakery is complete. I hope you had fun following along and learned something new about drawing scenes, adding details, and creating soft lighting to make the whole painting glow. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow artist. And remember, if you want to support us and wear some of our art, check out our t-shirts. Every purchase helps us keep creating and sharing more relaxing videos with you. Thanks for drawing with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!